Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Dragon Force 2 Izumo Edition. So, you got to see a quick view of the map there. Izumo is taking over Legendra. I'd like to think for the right reasons. That has yet to be determined, ultimately. And time for searching. Right off the bat, Carl is going to find us a Thunder Crystal, which is very helpful for making the best katanas. Speaking of the best katanas, ooh, Lancelot and Magic Ring. And lots of mineral ores. And by lots, I mean 2. Which is kind of a lot after you suffered some droughts. But hey, more importantly, the item we ordered has been forged. Alright. What did we make? Kaminari. That may be a reference to God in Japanese. I'm looking at the kami. I'm not sure what nari refers to. But did you see those stats? Lightning struck katana. Sounds good to me. Unfortunately, we cannot make another one. Because what I wanted to do was give her one now. And then make another one to forge an even better, stronger, faster katana. But we can't do that. But we do have a magic ring now, finally. That Lancelot will make a great weapon for Fujimaru in time. So what can I make right now? Well, first we're going to make another Falcon Crest. That should happen. I don't have any iron ore, so I'm very limited on what I can make. So we're gonna do what we can. Gonna take this magic tome. Light crystal, magic crystal. Only takes 2 weeks. One of the most useful items in my opinion. You can also go with the dark crystal instead of the light crystal to get a similar item with slightly different attributes, but it's one or the other. It's tomato, potato. It's basically the same thing. So I can't make a better one just yet. We're gonna just go ahead and use this. Gotta give it to her. It's not up for debate. Strength plus 15. And similarly, can't forge it right now, so might as well use it. We can swap it out for a weaker weapon when the time comes. So he can get that upgrade that he will probably need, since I'm kind of reckless at times. Now we could save this Falcon Crest to turn into dragons later, but I've noticed we haven't been getting any dragon skills, so I kind of want to just give it to somebody. Not sure who though. So while I'm kind of thinking it over internally, we'll just go ahead and hand out some awards to those who've earned it, with the exception being those who don't need it, people like Avarice and Ganges. Definitely Fuji. Give him a couple. A lot of good people that haven't seen much action. It's always unfortunate. But there's only so much action to go around here. After you've subdued a few countries, you know, the map thins out real quick, you know? There's only so many places to go. Unless you're going to spend some time cave spelunking, which I'm really not doing this playthrough. And that would be one reason why I haven't had many dragon scales. Because outside of caverns, the only way you're going to get scales is by finding them in town searches. Not castles, it has to be villages specifically. In all my experiences searching, I have never seen a dragon scale acquired in a castle. So I need to reassess what villages I have people stationed at and make sure I have everybody sitting at every village that I've noted you can find dragon scales at. And hope that we start seeing some. That's about all I can do, really. Moving on, we're trying to wrap up what's left of Tristan. Urizen, Beastman, is guarding this one all by himself. What a brave, sad man. So Ayame will make this quick and merciful for him. Shouldn't be too terrible. She has ghosts and birds, which are both extremely effective against beasts. They're never gonna know what hit them, in fact. I like our current formation, we can roll with that. The birds will basically be protecting the ghosts, who are going to pick the beasts off from a distance. a very comfortable, safe distance, they'll probably go down with one hit too. Because again, troops have different HP levels in this game, so some can take a couple of hits, depending on who's doing the hitting. We're gonna save her magic, I think. Look at that, he's already down to 4, 3, 2. Nice little aerial attack there by Urizen. Won't help him out in the long term, but looks cool. Gotta give those beasts credit though. Only 2 made it to her, and they still managed to do decent damage. But that is one of the beast's saving graces as a troop. They tend to do poorly against most of the enemy troop types, but if they get to the general, they are capable of doing decent damage up close. Much better than units who are supposed to outclass them, so go figure. But again, that's one of the great balancing factors of this game. You know, everything has their pluses and minuses. It's all about how you use them. And he didn't run away. I think this might be due to the fact that there's only one castle left in the nation. I think when you get them down to one fort, they're less likely to run away. I could be mistaken though. It could just be he just has a proclivity to stick around. Whatever the case may be, it works out for us because she gets a level that way. And we like levels. Whatever makes you stronger in life, whether it's taking your vitamins, you know, herbal teas, plate full of fresh vegetables, or, you know, defeating your opponent in combat, you know, whatever makes you stronger. By the way, eat your fresh vegetables. They do, in fact, make you stronger. Yeah. I'm telling this to myself as much as you because I haven't been doing so much lately. But it's because of I have to go so out of the way to get the stuff I like, and now that it's getting colder now, I'm just going to become that much more inclined to not want to do anything I don't have to if I don't have to. And that extra traveling, time out of the day, you know where I'm going. But yeah, guys, eat healthy. It'll be good for you. Try to keep the junk to a minimum. And as always, do as I say, not as I do. Nah, I'm doing okay though. Okay. He had 2 castles left because somebody ran away. Todd and Kasumi. Okay. Let's see. Bartz is kind of behind now. So we're going to send him out. Now you may have noticed that I took his troop numbers down very, very low. That's very deliberate. I just want to force a duel, end it a little bit quicker. 50 troops is a decent amount, but he should be able to stand up to that. I'm thinking, I'm hoping. I would say I'm wishing, but I don't think it has to come to that. Really, he should be comfortable. To the extent that we won't even have his troops fighting them, we're just going to move them forward. Yeah, actually, we'll just send the archers for it. The soldiers can kick back, so Bartz doesn't take too many blows. I think that'll work out well. Bartz gets the first strike. I saw that. It's what you like to see. Instills the men with a little bit more morale and fighting spirit. These guys can move in, perform the sweep, except not really. But they will get some easy shots in, thanks to standby. Oh, it's almost cheating, but it's not. Don't call it that. 100% legitimate. Yeah, Not too much we can do with him right now. But we're gonna be nice and send him on attack. Come on, Todd, show us what you got, give it your all. No excuses, I don't want to hear it. Can't play this more fair. So, just a Dragon Force related heads up. I've been seriously thinking about doing the Let's Play of the original at some point because it'd be fun to revisit it. I haven't played it all the way through in years. And I have a good reason to do so now. But I'll talk about that in a second. First, we'll see if Todd can cut us down. Oh, he missed. Not that time. This is the power of arm doubler. In case you needed a reminder. For the forgetful. And a quick way to end the fight too, which I like. Gotta send out Fuji. Gotta get him to that level 10. Wanna see what he learns next. Probably something like Earthquake. I really don't remember. But being Earth Element, it will be something along those lines most likely. But you'll notice just because a general has a particular element affinity, it doesn't mean that all of their skills are going to be of that element type. Interestingly enough, keeps you guessing, right? Usually makes them more versatile too. Or worthless, one of the two. Just in terms of skills. And how about that Tristan cast on the background? Is that a castle or is it a high-tech junkyard? It's hard to tell. Either way, the image is rather imposing. So let's focus on our men. As they traverse across this ravaged wasteland. That was probably once fertile until Tristan came in with their machines and their wires and their cables and their nodes and just ran amok. And now you can see why them and Moon Palace don't get along. Very much two sides of a very opposing coin. But yeah, back to my earlier thought. I was thinking about Let's Playing the original, but with a catch. Now, since I began my miraculous adventures online, since you know that wasn't really much of a thing when I was much younger, back when the original first came out, or for anybody, yeah. When Dragon Force 1 was out, yeah, the average person wasn't on the internet like that. You didn't have things like game facts to help you out, but it seems that there is a way to recruit Xanon of Light, and who doesn't remember Xanon? But only certain kingdoms can do so. Now, if I've been told correctly, Bozak and Tradn were able to recruit him. Not sure how, but I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna do some research. As I'm sure you've noted by now, I like to present things that haven't been shown already to those who won't get to experience it themselves or just haven't yet, and also to demonstrate how to do so. So yeah, most likely I will be using, well actually I don't know because I'm gonna do some research. I know that there have been playthroughs of Tradnor online for Dragon Force. I don't know about Bozak so much. So whichever one has had less screen time, I'm gonna go that route. It's probably gonna end up being Bozak. As grating as that playthrough can be sometimes, I love Bozak in this one. The original, it's just working designs went overboard, I think, with some of the jokes, but a lot of that comic relief was in the original too. You can tell Gongus is basically the comedic relief in that game, for better and for worse. Whereas in this one, it's Kaede, ironically enough. You know, you would think a nation of high etiquette and ethics, you know, a proud country that raises a Shiguru and samurai and ninja, wouldn't be so slapstick and slapdash and just flat out silly. But, you know, times change. And the people with it, apparently. But anyway, that's just another thing that could come down the pipeline. So, for those of you who might be looking forward to that, just an early heads up, it's something that I'm considering. Yeah. That wouldn't be anytime in the immediate future, though, for sure. I can tell you that right now. Too many other projects and the plans already underway that have to happen first. But I've done just about everything I'd like to do with Dragon Force 2, so after this is completed, that would be the next logical progression. Take a back step with a look back. You know, since I don't have a Dragon Force 3 to cover, unfortunately. That's something that I would definitely love to see. But you know, you can never say it's too late. But a topic I would like to revisit, and also I noticed that Adelvach didn't have any spoken dialogue with Kaede, so yeah. That kind of presenting this as relatively uneventful, which is too bad because it's kind of a big deal. Which is why we sent Kiri out. Our resident destroyer. Shouldn't have any problems. Yeah. But something I would like to talk about. New foods. Anybody tried something really different or foreign to them recently? Anything that left a strong impression on you you'd like to share with the rest of us? It's amazing. I really think it's sad that more people don't get to travel that frequently, if at all, see more of the world. It really does wonders for your perception and your view of things. Your perspective, actually. And new foods is a part of the plan that too. Getting to experience new foods, you know, it really just opens things up for you. And it's a fun experience. Growing up, one of my favorite shows to watch was Ranma 1/2. I was really into it. It was basically, in my mind, it was the Japanese equivalent of Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies. Just in terms of just the wackiness of it. Just outrageous but innocent fun of it. And there was a food that they ate in that show that is probably popular and native to Japan. It's called okonomiyaki, which kind of looks like a pancake pizza sort of thing. It's you make it on a griddle, and long story short, you know, they ate a lot of that in the show, the title character especially. Something that looked interesting to me, but I never thought I'd get to eat it for myself. Well, recently I had the opportunity to try okonomiyaki, and it is every bit as delicious as they made it out to be. So if you have access to authentic Japanese food in your area, I highly recommend it. It's good stuff. Yeah. I also had, making it sound like I've been eating a lot of Eastern food lately. That's not really the case, but I also, incidentally enough, recently tried chow mein for the first time. And I've had the ability to try chow mein because, you know, where I live and where I have lived, Chinese food is really not that hard to come by. But Chinese food it's on different tiers. You know, all Chinese food, you could probably say this about any type of ethnic cuisine or dishes, but all Chinese food is not equal, believe me. In terms of quality, they run the gamut. So just keep that in mind. But I haven't had chow mein of any level, any capacity. I've always heard about it. For some reason, I just never tried it. But lately, I've just been hearing about random comments about how good chow mein is. So that made me interested. Like, let me try this out for myself, see what the fuss is. And again, maybe it was due to the relatively low quality of the restaurant I happened to eat it at. But yeah, I don't know. It was okay. Just not very noteworthy to me. Didn't really leave a strong impression. Not something I feel inclined to want to have again. Okonomiyaki, on the other hand. Yeah, I'm really just trying to simplify the food right now. Especially with the time being what it is, lack thereof. I don't want anything that requires a whole lot. Yeah, I'm a simple guy. Just give me some fresh fruits and vegetables and I'm good to go. And speaking of which, when I'm done recording this, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm picking me up some fresh produce. Stuff that keeps you moving in a good way. Not the solitary. Let me just stop there. I don't like where I'm going with that. Okay. Haven't been paying attention to this at all. What's going on? Ron Powell. What's good, my man? Keeping Giovanni company. That's good. Ring Castle. Who will be lord over it? I guess Kaede. Probably want to scout out Moon Palace since they're in our neck of the woods, or really we're in their woods. Rennie's territory probably has a lot of people tightly clustered in a few castles. She's gonna have some good troops too, actually, but we ought to be able to handle it. Yeah, I've got to start redistributing people so we can find some dragon scales, hopefully some iron ore. There's so many items that I want to make right now that I can't because they all require iron, and I have none whatsoever to speak of, and that's kind of a roadblock. Archers, anybody. I don't really care at this point. Go ahead, Fuji. You've got mages and archers. Beasts, again, somebody I'm not even using because they're beasts, so it doesn't matter. Give her more birds. I'm kind of liking her troop numbers right now. 90 is good. Not in a rush to hit 100. But we do want 50 falcons, I think. Yeah. Kiri needs another troop type. You know what? She would be a good candidate for falcons because archers and falcons, that's a good one too. That's a really good one too. That's a one too I would like to use. Yeah, where you at, Kiri? Yeah, let's make that happen. Besides, she's more than earned it. All those turns that I didn't give her an award when she earned it, well, she gets them now. Well, not all of them, but she can get one. I'm so thankful that when you give somebody a new crest, it doesn't just grant them access to that troop, it actually gives them 10 to start. Because they very could have easily did that. It's like, oh, you can use cavalry now, but you don't have any. You gotta give an award first. So they didn't have to do that, but they did. And Agile is slowly having a change of heart, I guess. You see his icon there has a smile on his face. Maybe he'll join us. Maybe he's toying with us. I really don't know. Time will tell it. Motochika. He's not budging. Hopefully Mitsuhide will. He can search for us. That'll be helpful. That's about it. So we're getting out. Right now. And Adelvach didn't want to join us. No dialogue. So I guess he's just going to stay put. And I guess that's why they didn't have any spoken words between them because, yeah, nothing's gonna come of it. Kaede wasn't even curious what was behind the mask because she has Shin now and all is well with the world and her attention is tied up. Even with her wavering eye. She's not so bad. Come on guys, you're warming up to her, right? Maybe you already were and it was just me. But I did have to warm up to her. She was a little jarring in the early stages. A little off-putting. A little eye twitch inducing. But she's getting better. I think it all started when Izumo got invaded and we got to see the leader come out of her. Just that take charge, take no stuff from no one, protect my people, protect my land, this is who I am. That's what we want to see. And we're going to save, and that'll be it for this one. Please join me next time for part 18. Have a good day. Let's take a look at the map, and hopefully I'll see you soon.